One of the major benefits of the solution is the ability to quickly select from various forecasting methodologies. In this example, I've opened a smart list against an item, which allows me to select from various rolling methodologies, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, as well as selecting prior year actuals or manually inputting values. If I prefer to apply a trend across multiple items or accounts, I can select that trend, apply some degree of uplift, and then simply drag it down across the multiple items. For manual entry, I can select manual, and upon save, it will clear out my values and allow me to enter them, or I can come to a total, type in a value that I think is more representative of the forecast, and the system will automatically spread that back. Now we'll navigate to sales revenue by product and explore some additional functionality that allows us to quickly establish whether the values we're entering in the forecast make sense. Let's assume we've now been asked to uplift our volume projections across these multiple items. In this view, we're assessing whether a specific product makes sense across multiple customers. In a proposed scenario, we may be asked to increase volumes across this product. The fastest way to accomplish this is to use the out-of-the-box functionality called grid spread, which will proportionally spread a value back across all these customers. In order to use this functionality, I'll right-click on my total and select grid spread. The grid spread feature allows me to enter a value to plus or minus my original total, or adjust by a percentage. In this case, I'm going to replace the total with a new value to demonstrate the functionality. After hitting apply, all cells impacted will be highlighted, and the new total will be represented. If I choose to continue with this total, I'll click save and it will be incorporated into my forecast. While grid spread functionality is effective at applying general uplift across various values, I may want to dig deeper and assess whether the predictions I'm making make sense. In which case, I'll leverage the predictive planning engine within the solution. Let's kick off the predictive planning engine to assess the viability of the trends that we've created. I'll navigate up to action and come down to predictive planning. What predictive planning allows me to do is make selections on the date range which I want to analyze. In this case, I may change this to 2018 and make some selections to better apply it to fit to the data set I'm looking at. The predictive planning engine now allows me to run it on the population of customers that we're looking at, in this case my enterprise population, or for an individual customer. Predictive planning looks at my historical data values, as well as incorporating the trend which I've created, and communicates to me whether that prediction makes sense based on the algorithm it's chosen to assess it. In this case, the shaded area indicates the tolerance in which my prediction sits, at a growth rate of 8.9%. My worst case scenario is a negative 10.5% growth rate, while my best case would be a 28.3% growth rate. Additionally, should I want to accept the values that predictive planning is recommending to me, I can choose to paste those into my forecast. In this case, I would be copying from my prediction, pasting to my forecast scenario. I can select whether to do the entire range or possibly some subset of periods, and also whether I want to choose the currently selected member or all members on the form. All members on the form referring to, in this case, all customers listed above. Should I choose to paste that, the engine will then paste all values into my forecast scenario. If I determine this is the right approach, I'll click save and they'll be embedded in the scenario.